up the arm and hold it if you have any doubt. You know, attempt to hold it as much as you can in anatomical position with you. And this biceps will just come out and stare at you in the face, okay? All right? So biceps brachii, brachialis, they're both flexors, and back here triceps brachii, extensor. Okay, now let's go to the lower arm, okay? And the lower arm is 12 through 20. I know you're going to say, wow, but numbers 12 through 20 are your lower arm, but I've already taught you something. Flexors are anterior in anatomical position, and extensors are posterior. And look at some of the names between 12 and 20. They're actually named what? Flexor or extensor. So you're kind of almost halfway there. Oh, if it's a flexor in anatomical position, it's got to be
Anterior.
anterior. If it's an extensor, it's got to be posterior, right? Everybody agree? Okay, I'm going to teach you something else. 3 fingers count. The other 2 fingers, ignore them. Okay, what are the 3 fingers? These 3, it's hard for me to do this, okay? The thumb counts. What's the bone to the thumb? Radius. Look at the names. Extensor or flexor radius. Thumb side. Everybody getting this? Then what about the pinky, folks?
Ulna.
Ulna. Look at the sheet. No particular number, just, you know, flexor or extensor on the pinky side. Make sense? Okay, then the middle finger gets involved. But we mentioned that with the leg. Extensor digitorum. What digit?
Middle.
The middle finger, literally giving somebody the middle finger. Okay? Either side. Remember, if you're on the palm side, that's anterior to the middle finger, is going to be a flexor. And on the posterior side, in anatomical position to the middle finger, is going to be what? An extensor. And if you know this, you're really now at this point 90% of the way there. Got what I'm saying, folks? Okay? So let me, just the way I did with the upper arm, let me do me first. And I know I'm wearing a jacket, but if you follow me, when we go to the real model, you're certainly going to follow the model. Okay? And we said we're going to work backwards here. We're going to start at 20 and work up to 12. And actually, as we're doing this, we're going around the arm, you know, the lower arm. We're going around it. But number 20, brachioradialis. If you put a rubber band on your thumb, and you don't do this, and you don't do this, you come straight up. The rubber band is now outlining this muscle called the brachioradialis. Between the 2, whatever you want to call them, strings of the rubber band is muscle number 20. Okay? Then look at the name of 19. So from this muscle number 20, am I going anterior or posterior? Posterior. Why? What did I teach you? Okay, yeah, extensors are posterior. Okay, so that means we're going this way, posterior. You follow what I'm saying, folks? Okay, here's brachioradialis. Then this muscle right here, I'm posterior, what? Extensor to the thumb. What's the bone? Extensor radialis. And I know this too, there's a longer one, and then extensor radialis brevis, a shorter one. I'll show you this on the arm. Okay? But we're what? Extensors, posterior. Okay? So we leave the thumb, and I said, what's the next finger that counts?
Middle.
The middle. This is the one where you give somebody the finger. extensor digitorum, to the middle finger. Now we're leaving the middle finger and we're going to the pinky. So what is this? Extensor ulnaris, to the pinky. Is folks getting this? By the way, you can leave out carpi. Carpi simply means the tendons go along the carpals or across the carpals. You can leave that word out for me. That's fine. So just extensor ulnaris, for example, instead of carpi. Okay? All right. But now we're on the posterior extensor side to the pinky ulnaris. What's our next step as we go around?